Today we're down in the D, and at Atwater Brewing Company, they are drinking all the beer they can and selling the rest. But don't worry, there's still some left for you. And this dirty blonde gets to meet another one, all on this episode of the Great American Brew Trail. My name is Amy Sherman. I'm a chef, I'm a mom, and I'm a beer drinker. Shocking, I know. That's right, I'm a girl who really likes beer. Out of the way, boys. What are we drinking? I mean, why wouldn't I drink beer? As a chef, I love the variety of local ingredients, and I appreciate what it takes to create a great beer. In fact, I've been a home brewer for years. All across the United States, microbreweries are popping up with plenty of atmosphere, plenty of local foods, and of course, plenty of beer. We'll see the ins and outs and the ups and downs behind the taps at some of the country's best microbreweries. So join me on the Great American Brew Trail as I taste my way across the USA, one pint at a time. Detroit has a history of hard workers and a history of great beers, and owner Mark Reith made sure I got to experience both. Atwater's been brewing traditional German-style beer on their Schultz brewing system since 1997.
That was a label actually from the original owners that was on a package that I saw that I absolutely loved. But it really resembles Detroit, and it's a hard worker with the worker's hat on, you know, hoisting a beer after a hard day's work.
Michigan has a community. People really appreciate their state.
We take a lot of pride in everything we do in the state of Michigan.
There's a lot more variety here.
I think people get excited about it, you know, being successful.
It's interesting being right in the middle where everything takes place at.
You know, the new Detroit is what I see is becoming a city based on culture.
Detroit's had some rough years over the last few years, and
You think?
yeah, just a touch. So that's why I went from automotive to beer.
Beer is helping Detroit out, one pint at a time. No matter how bad the economy might get, people always need beer, and Atwater has played a big part in the turnaround in the Rivertown neighborhood.
Well, when the brewery was first commissioned, the four original partners that started in '97, their whole mission was to bring back the Bohemian-style lager that Stroh's used to make back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
I did the Stroh's tour when I was a
You did?
kid.
See? Sweet. I love it.
They imported real German brewing equipment, the
Correct.
best of the best.
Best of the best. Casper Schultz, oldest maker of brewing equipment in the world.
What we do here is simply put is we've got the ale side and the lager side.
89% of every craft beer that's made is an ale. So we pride ourselves on making nice, clean, well-balanced lagers.
I'm drinking the Dirty Blonde tonight. I enjoy it quite a bit.
I'm drinking the Vanilla Java Porter. It is absolutely delicious.
I have the Pale Ale, and it's really good. It's kind of a middle range beer.
I'm drinking the Double Down, and it's very hoppy, and that's why I like it. It's got a lot of taste to it.
I'm drinking the Chocolate Stout right now, but I would have to say the Dunkel is probably my favorite.
What I like about this place is the fact that I've never seen a brewery where you can come in and actually drink at the bar where they make the beer.
I love the Dirty Blonde. It's amazing. I also like the Java Porter.
I'm drinking the Oktoberfest, or the Blocktoberfest.
Been coming here for a number of years now. I like the local brewery feel of it all.
This is their Dunkel. It's kind of a new thing for me.
With plenty of beers to choose from, Atwater Brewing can make even the pickiest drinker happy. And the beer is kept happy and healthy by head cellarman Jeff Levine. Jeff, you're the head cellarman here at Atwater Brewing. For those of us who don't know, what is the job of a cellarman?
Cellarman's job is very important. Actually, I handle the beer once it enters the fermenter until it exits the conditioning tank for packaging.
Kind of the babysitter of the beer for a certain amount of time.
Yes, babysitting is one way to look at it.
What would be another way?
Well, I prefer managing. It's a little more professional term.
Babysitting? Managing? Either way, I'm getting great at this.
I'm from Texas originally, and there's not a whole lot of breweries down there. It's growing, but it's definitely slower. And so I was really excited to move back up here to the Midwest to get to try some of the Midwest breweries, especially Michigan breweries. They have a lot to offer.
I would think the Dirty Blonde is my favorite beer here, and I really like the atmosphere.
That's good. That's a Double Down.
Pretend I've never been here before.
Mhm.
What can I expect when I walk in the door at Atwater?
Just a really friendly environment, you know. Like we always consider it the wow factor that people have never been here before. Like, wow, okay, we're actually in a production facility. And just very open. Come on in, sit down, have a pint, watch a game, listen to music, get a tour. So very laid back, casual.
It's a little more laid back. I mean, obviously you're in the actual brewery, which is kind of nice.
I love that it's like a factory brewery. Like the fact that we're in a factory, that you've got all the equipment around us, but we're here. We have a bar right here.
It's always a challenge to get people to understand that you can just come down to the brewery and pull up to the bar and have a beer right there with the forklifts and the compressor and people running around. It's a very different type of tasting room. So we've gone and renamed that the Stube.
The Stube?
Yeah, it's a little bit better word for it because a tasting room kind of indicates that there's a room, and
Right.
there isn't. Stube is loosely translates lounge.
It's just grown exponentially over the years to the point that like now you're like abutting up against the big fermenters and stuff. It's cool to see like a Detroit success story, I guess.
It's awesome. And I've never seen anything like it before.
Atwater is the only brewery where I've been where you actually drink right where they work. Or in my case, right where I've been slaving away. But I'm happy to do my part, as long as they pay me in beer. Drinking in the Atwater Stube is lots of fun, but that's all you'll find here is beer. So, to grab something to eat after my shift, I head to another Detroit institution, Grand Trunk, where I can get an Atwater beer and an enormous sandwich. Coming up next on the Great American Brew Trail.
What's not to love at Williams Kitchen and Bath?
Do you always find yourself looking for more cabinet space? Does it feel like you need more room for all the chefs in your house? If so, it's time to visit Williams Kitchen and Bath. Williams offers the best selection from top cabinet makers. Stop in today and experience the Williams difference.
What's not to love at Williams Kitchen and Bath?
After all my hard work at Atwater Brewing, I was starving. But Atwater focuses just on the beer at their tap room, so I had to head downtown for a bite to eat. Well, I thought it was just going to be a bite, but it turned out to be one of the biggest burgers I've ever sunk my teeth into. Ferran's Grand Trunk Pub is located in the heart of downtown Detroit, in what used to be a railroad ticket station. Now it's a bar that focuses on Michigan craft beer, paired with great bar food. It's like a blast from the past, with 25-foot ceilings, beautiful chandeliers, and a great bar. I asked the chef to bring me his favorite. And check this thing out, their signature burger, which is actually a burger topped with a Reuben sandwich. I know I said I was hungry, but really? But it was delicious, and was even better when I had it with one of the Atwater beers Grand Trunk had on tap. How about the beer? When people drink your beer, what can they expect?
Well, once again, we go back to our foundation, which is lagers, and lagers are typically very well balanced beers. They're not one end or the other. They're not too hoppy. They're not too light. They're nice sessionable beers when you can sit down and have 2 or 3.
Well, that's something that it seems like Atwater's focus is to make good, drinkable beers that are well balanced and that aren't crazy.
And we do have a lot of those, and we do have a fair amount of the high gravity beers like your Voodoo Vader Doppelbock there. That's
pretty
great.
strong.
But that's one for me that I go home and I'll enjoy it, but I'll make sure I enjoy just one, and that's enough.
It's all about moderation when you get to this age.
For me, it is.
Moderation, schmoderation. I could drink Atwaters all day. Well, maybe not too many of that Voodoo Vader Doppelbock. I don't want to lose my job here. Atwater also offers beers to put in my favorite apparatus, the can koozie. And you've got the whole range of everything from kegs to bottles to the new favorite, cans.
Cans, yes.
What made you decide to put beer in cans?
I've beer can collection growing up.
Really?
I absolutely love cans. So when I got involved with the brewery, it was my mission is to get us involved with cans.
And the can always fits perfectly into your koozie when you're canoeing, which is that's the most important thing.
Love koozies.
I used to think cans were no good. Ultimately, with the technology the way it is now, there's really no discernible difference.
Atwater Lager is very drinkable. In fact, all of their beers are so drinkable that they can't even keep up with demand. A problem that is nice to see in Detroit.
It's a traditional Munich-style Helles, which was the first beer ever made out of this facility. So we're very proud of that. I'm very proud of it. I always have it on tap at my house.
So what can we expect from Atwater in the next couple of years?
Our biggest challenge right now is keeping our current distributors full. We're so far behind right now. We just did an expansion that will drive us from about 9,000 barrels to over 20,000, and honestly, that beer is sold.
Already?
Yes, we can't keep up.
There's so much in the Midwest that just has amazing beer offerings that we were really excited to get back up here to be able to have some really good craft brewery options.
My favorite thing has been the pale ale. Just a very nice flavor, very balanced flavor.
I would recommend trying it. Obviously, if you're from Michigan or from the rest of the country, if you try an Atwater Dirty Blonde, I think you'll come to agree with me.
Take me home growler. This is going to be good for about 2 weeks if I keep it closed and I keep it cold. But I am hoping to take it back to the University of Michigan and enjoy it with some friends.
People here are trying to experiment and, make their name in beer. I think it's really interesting.
With great product, Atwater Brewing is making its mark on the city of Detroit as well as the craft beer scene. And I think that if this TV thing doesn't work out, this Dirty Blonde might have a new job opportunity.
Worrying about the calories and worry about taste. And that's really what sums it up.
So whether you're downtown Detroit enjoying a Dirty Blonde under the tanks at Atwater Brewing Company, or you're up in Warren, Michigan at Dragon Mead trying to decide between over 50 different beers on tap, a trip to Detroit for craft beer is sure to be a great time. So join me next time on the Great American Brew Trail as I taste my way across the USA, 1 pint at a time.
An apprentice to metal model maker. It's a mouthful, isn't it?
It is. Perfect. You passed your first test. Congratulations.
Just for the
Fluff is beer.
Yeah, fluff is beer.
He comes in very early in the morning.
So
and
somebody's like, don't come in yet.
That's right. It's dark and quiet, and it's just, it's quiet, it's romantic.
Hey, you have to go over again.